I think the main reason we rehearse as an ensemble is basically to get things better, but we do that by trying to develop a shared understanding of the piece. It's really to live with a piece, to understand it, to learn the details, to learn the how it speaks to you, and to try and have this similar responses to a piece of music, and that you can only do together in a rehearsal room.
The interesting thing here, I think, is because we're rehearsing with young people, emerging artists, and they don't necessarily have the experience that we have of working together, working in ensembles. So a lot of I think what they can learn from us is the way that we approach the music and how we resolve problems, because that's a lot of the time we're discussing how interpretive problems, how to fix things, how to get things better together, how to come to an agreement about the character of music. Good, it's already making more sense. So basically it's kind of an arch shape, isn't it? As in it kind of builds, and the intervals get bigger and bigger. And then by the end, it gets back. So it's a kind of arch shape to the middle and back.
Oh, sorry.
When we select people to come here, we both want to know they play well, but we try and make sure they're nice people and they're people who might who would be open to rehearse, because you have people who would play brilliantly but get in a rehearsal and their ego is far too big, and so that's I think that's a big part of what we're trying to do here.
I think it's very interesting how sometimes with the less experienced people, they can be a little bit blunt or a little bit direct, and people can easily start to get a little bit upset or hurt. And I think the nice thing about our quartet, the lovely thing about our quartet, is that we very rarely make criticisms or make it personal. We always try to make it come from the music, like use the score, use the harmony as a guide rather than to make personal criticisms. And that's something I've certainly been trying to do a lot this week, is to always bring it back to the music, try something slowly, try to find the answers there in the score or in the music itself, and take personalities out of it, get rid of egos, because often that's the real problem, is everyone's trying to assert themselves a little bit, and it's very hard to let go of that. But that's the joy of a quartet, because you can learn to let go of your egos and become one kind of entity, and that's what we're sort of aiming for.
I believe that the rehearsal is the space where we feel we can try things and we can discuss things and kind of build from scratch together. And it's a place where we can experiment, so it's a beautiful thing to exchange ideas.
And then feeling like individually we have to move the
Do
world.
stuff. Yeah, absolutely. Should we try it once again?
Yeah.
For me, I think the rehearsal process is my favorite part. I love a concert as well, but I think this common pursuit of a goal and of the most beautiful or most ideal version of what we'd ideally like to go for, pursuing this all in the same way, I think is really special.
I think we are referring for Nigel from the D major.
Yeah.
Maybe there's like an elated thing to get, but not especially loud. Yep.
Yeah, an aspect of rehearsing that I really enjoy, and we've been doing quite a lot of, is working through, say, a tricky passage, but not exactly playing what is in the score. Finding out ways to rehearse it, which would then make the performance of what is in the full score more enhanced or even clearer. And often we rehearse in pairs or 3 people at a time, then a third person listens and says, oh, this is missing here, or maybe do more of this. And there's this, it's maybe slightly unorthodox.
It sounds like it's farting though, the first one.
And it's just a lot of fun as well because, yeah, you just view the music from many different points.
We'll see what happens there. Yeah. Let's leave that for now. Maybe it's a bit... We'll just let that settle overnight.
There's also something super nice with this place and this festival is that we get to meet a lot of people. I didn't really know anyone before coming here, I mean, amongst the 8 young artists. And you know that we're the same age, we do the same thing and we travel a lot. Everyone comes from a different place, a different mother tongue, and we will probably get to meet each other again, and it's really nice to meet in this very friendly and nice atmosphere.
It's quite interesting because we all come from 8 different countries,
Right,
and we all have we speak a different language, let's say, like, and musically speaking, that's quite interesting when you rehearse and you sort of find, like, when it fits, this spark, you really do feel it. And with the Doric, it's very very comforting. So you can really be yourself, and it's a nice process of working. Yeah.
What I'm gonna definitely keep from this experience was, I think you probably also felt it yesterday in the concert with the Dorics, having shared a stage with them, is their incredible generosity on stage. They're just constantly throwing ideas, throwing their creativity at you, and you're there having to respond without having to think, oh, we rehearsed it like that, so I'm gonna have to stick with this. No, you just have to react in the moment, and this just intensifies the amount of adrenaline you have on stage, and it's just the nicest feeling, and I really hope I get to keep it, and I think all of us is going to experience this kind of excitement on stage, which I think will definitely stay within us. It's really powerful.
Yeah, it's lovely. So they feel really, at that speed, they feel quite sad though, don't they?
Plaintive? Is it?
Yeah, plaintive, absolutely. And I loved how we had this, the dissonance on that, on the release. That was really gorgeous.
The challenge we have here in Mull is that we don't have so much rehearsal time. The luxurious position that we're in as a quartet is that we can rehearse with the same people all the time. We're fixed membership groups, so we're very sort of streamlined at rehearsing, but we can also do as much as we want. And I think in Mull we have sort of 3 days to try and quickly understand a piece. So the challenge is, what things do you focus on, and how do you try and come to a common understanding and a sort of shared journey through a piece.
This beautiful place in a bit the middle of nowhere. It's so special, but it also feels a bit not quite real. So I think it gives us the freedom to also try things and take risks. And I think the Doric feel the same way being here. So they have a different sense of freedom and optimism and openness, which just lets us all experiment and feel free in a way that we wouldn't if we were playing in a major city or a major festival. So it's a great equalizer, and it's just very, very beautiful.
The nice thing with the Doric is that it feels really nice, as in very open. There is something very chill and reassuring, but yet also very demanding. But then it's all with an open mind, and we try to do things and we look for clues of what they wanted, and that's really nice. It's really peaceful.
For me personally, I mean, I'm revisiting Janacek's second quartet, which we've worked on in a very detailed way because we've recorded it 8 years ago, 8.5 years ago, and we haven't played it since. So it's kind of I have very strong distant memories from it. And what's really quite magical is in such a short amount of time, it's great in this music to explore a lot of different sounds and to be very daring in that sort of exploratory and how to express different sounds. And because I worked on it very much, there are some tricks that I sort of we found out as a quartet, some like sound technique, some ways of expressing things to make more space in the balance and things that I can just slightly suggest in rehearsal, and I can see that some of them they'll never have heard about because it's some kind of a little bit more deep quartet technique. So I'm finding it really exciting